But first question to get into it is, I want to know, like, how did you get into COD?
Well, mainly, I got the competitive side of Call of Duty I got from my brother as he first started playing GBs back in Black Ops 1. But before that, I used to snipe and make YouTube videos. I don't know, Call of Duty's been always been just an interest for me.
Yeah.
Just watching as a kid. I remember seeing the trailer for the first Call of Duty 4 game or a game on the 360. I knew right then there I was like, bro, this shit looks lit.
For sure.
And just going on from there, just from sniping, switching over to playing GBs to just tournaments, and that transition over to traveling to events. My first event was UMG Philly, and then ever since then I just had that, I guess, talent, and then just stuck ever since.
Oh, that's dope. So what was the first COD that you played?
Competitively?
Yeah.
Or well, first COD I played competitively. I mean, there's probably different definitions of what you consider your first competitive COD, right? Your first game you traveled in, or first game you tournament in. But I played GBs in Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3, tournaments like that. But I first traveled in Call of Duty Ghosts. Like I said, my first ever event was UMG Philly.
Yeah.
And then after that, I went to Anaheim, and then just out there.
Hey, that's dope. What's your favorite gun of all time? In any Call of Duty.
Gun of all time. Ooh. Damn. I'd probably say either the MSMC from Black Ops 2 or the BAL from Advanced Warfare.
Oh, that's fire, bro. Yeah, that BAL used to beam, bro. And that MSMC, you can't go wrong with that.
Yep.
How did you build the mental capacity to become a pro player?
That's a good question. Well, I mean, you gotta that mental state in whatever you do in life, that you just have to keep on pushing yourself to be better in whatever you do. I mean, that's just that's what Call of Duty, because you always see yourself doing good in tournaments. Like myself, I always got top fours or grand final appearances in 2K tournaments, online tournaments. Then you go to events and you get on that cusp of getting a pro place, but not quite there yet.
Yeah.
And then you also take into the factor of you see these pro players now, Clay and all them, seeing their success. They're probably in the same shoes as you were when you're this age, just getting into it. You just have to keep on pushing yourself and just always have that dog mentality, as people say, and just grind it out.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. What's your favorite gamer snack or food or anything?
Gamer snack for events, I always go to CVS. There's any store stores around my hotel, and just get stacks of bananas and granola bars, because you always have pool play matches, and you don't have that much time to go sit down and eat somewhere. You gotta get a quick and nice little energy boost in you.
Yeah, for sure. I personally thought you was gonna say Chick-fil-A.
I wish. I mean, with this season, with the last season of Modern Warfare, since there weren't that many matches, I did have a chance to get Chick-fil-A quite a few times. Can't go wrong with that.
No, you can't go wrong. So, did anybody? I know you said your brother was a part of your upbringing in Call of Duty, but did any other Call of Duty pro inspire you to start competing or anything like that?
I would say the main people that inspired me to start getting in the competitive side was, honestly, the most standard ones is Nadeshot and Scump when they were in Optic and Black Ops 2. But it was the main players I'd watch on YouTube and just stream every day, and I was like, damn, I want to try to be something like that.
Yeah, they were on fire at that time. I remember that. They kind of inspired me to start getting into the whole competitive thing. Even though I never made it to the CDL or nothing like that, I'm completely trash. Yeah. But hey, it is what it is, man. How'd you come up with your gamertag?
I just actually answered this when we were getting the stream set up. Someone just actually tweeted me this and asked, but it literally the RX part I've had ever since I started playing just casually. I don't know why. I always thought the RX was cool, and everyone's like, "Oh, God prescription." I'm like, "Nah." The RX part literally just sounded really cool to me.
Yeah.
And I was under a team called Sinister and Ghost, Call of Duty Ghost, and back then on 360, everyone obviously changed their gamer tags to whatever org they joined. And I was gonna change it to Sin RX, but someone had it, so I just put God in front of it, and it just stuck ever since.
Yeah. How'd you balance work and school with the whole gaming thing and coming up?
There was no balance for me in that.
You just said it's chalked.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I haven't gone to college yet. I'm not sure if I want to, because after gaming, I want to join the military or law enforcement. But
Oh, yeah.
before that, I was gaming during my sophomore year and so on throughout the rest of high school. And I was like the best student, but like I still passed. But I put a lot more focus towards the gaming side rather than like doing schoolwork. Like I would just wait till like a few hours of sleep. I'm just like, oh shit, like I have to get this schoolwork done real quick, or like do it right before class.
Yeah.
But not a good balance.
Like even I mean, that's what's up though that you passed, you got through though. I mean, at least you didn't completely like flunk or something like that.
Oh yeah. As long as, because like everyone has like titles like, oh, I need to get straight A's. I'm like,
yeah.
Listen, as long as I just pass, I'm chilling.
But you know, some parents, man, like they ain't
yeah.
play that coming up. You know, you had to get
yeah.
straight A's if you wanted to get on a game. You couldn't get on after a certain time. Did you have to deal with any of that type of stuff?
Oh yeah, there definitely was a time. I mean, this is before I got into competitive, but like middle school, sometimes I would my dad like, listen, you gotta do your homework before you play. Like I would fail a quiz. He's like, oh, gotta retake it, pass, then you can play. I'm like, all right.
Oh man, you just had to chalk that up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just really glad though that they decided to support me in my gaming career.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
To move towards it.
Do they come to like events and stuff to see you back when like before COVID?
My dad only been to one event. Was my first ever event in Philly. We drove from there because we're from Maryland, so it was like a 3-ish hour drive. But other than that, no, they haven't, because you know, work and all that stuff.
Yeah, that ain't too far of a drive, man. 3 hours.
Nope.
That's lit. Who's your favorite?
There's only been 2 events. Sorry, Coach, but there's only been 2 events where I've only drove. I drove to Philly and DC.
Okay.
The DC one was a blessing because that was like 40 minutes away from me.
Yeah. DC, Maryland, right there.
Yep.
I was gonna ask you, who was your favorite like teammate of all time?
Favorite teammate?
Yeah, like who's your duo?
I'd probably say Casey Pander.
Yeah.
Stuck it out for the end of Infinite Warfare, all throughout World War II, and the beginning of Black Ops 4. But that's my dynamic duo. I know him and Octane are, but sorry, bud. Sorry.
It is what it is, man. Shout out to the homie Casey Pander. That's the goat right there, bro.
Congrats to him and Francesco on getting married as well.
Yeah, for sure. Congrats on getting married. So, what are your plans for like the up and coming COD Cold War?
Cold War. I mean, right now, you know, off season roster mania is always a time.
Yeah.
But there's just a lot of like shit going on between rosters, and like nothing's finalized. But no matter what, I always have to have a backup plan. If I don't get a starting spot, obviously look into sub spots at the moment as well.
Yeah.
Or if all of that fails, then obviously still compete in challengers, because challengers has still a lot more opportunity to get money pretty much.
Yeah.
And get those achievements. But I'm just taking it day to day and not trying to stress too much about it, but just see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. I feel you on that, man. You can't like work yourself up and get worried about that. You just gotta like take it as it is, you know.
Yep.
When that time get here, then
what happens.
Yeah, you can't. When that time gets here, then you know that's when you worry about stuff like that. I feel you on that.
Yep.
What was your upbringing like? You know, behind Call of Duty, and you know.
Like how did I get brought up like to the pro scene, or?
Nah, not that. Just like normal day-to-day stuff, you know, with the family and.
Yeah. Before, I mean, obviously during gaming and before gaming, I was just. Well, I mean, high school and middle school, I played basketball, baseball, springtime and fall time, and then winter, obviously.
Hey, that's lit.
I was a huge baseball guy.
Yeah.
And even during high school, I was a fucking choir and a theater geek.
Oh man.
Yep.
I would have never knew that.
From my size, no, I did at one point worked out for football in high school, but I never like pursued it, because at that time that's when gaming was starting to get serious for me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I gotta balance football. I was like, do I go towards football or video games?
Yeah.
And I was like, I can balance choir and video games, so I stuck with that route. But literally just school day to day and just hanging out with the family every day before gaming got serious.
Hey man, I know you got them vocals, man. You said you was in the choir. Let me hear something, man. No, I'm trolling, man.
Some wait for that.
I'm trolling, bro. Facts. But now, how do you feel about like traveling and stuff like that? Do it get annoying to you, or you know? I understand this is what you have to do. This is your job, obviously. But you know, how do you feel about traveling?
Traveling isn't like too bad. I don't. like throughout the only events I like obviously annoying to travel to is like West Coast come from me, so it's like a 6-hour nonstop flight if I do.
Yeah.
But I don't mind the experience because you're obviously traveling to new places, seeing new locations, new like faces and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It was honestly fun for me.
For sure.
Especially the overseas one, but like once you get past the 10-hour flight, then it's good. But like just that flight itself is just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, for sure. I heard about that, man. That's why I kind of don't want to go through overseas, because when I lived in Canada, you know, it wasn't too far, but just going through customs and stuff like that, that process was annoying. And I
missed my flight because of customs one
oh
time.
man, bro, that line is the worst, man. If y'all never traveled overseas or anything like that, customs is the worst thing that you'll ever have to deal with when you travel.
Yep.
How's the food over there in Europe?
Food's actually banging out there. I've only been to Birmingham and London last year, but each time the food is phenomenal in my opinion.
I heard the food was trash. Listen, don't beat me up, y'all European guys, EU guys, y'all the homies, man. But I heard from a lot of people the food wasn't really. Yeah, they said the food wasn't that. Oh man. So
Shame.
So what kind of controller are you rocking right now? You Battle Beaver or you Scuff?
Scuff guy, come on, man.
Oh man. Hey, that's lit right there. I'm a Battle Beaver guy, you know. I gotta toss mine up there. Shout out to Battle Beaver.
Use code GODRX 5% off.
Oh man, self-promoing. That's crazy. Yeah. Is there anything out there that you want to say to like up and coming COD players and stuff? You know, that's trying to get their name up, trying to find a team. Any advice?
Well, I feel like trying to come up like today is way different than it was when I was trying to like 4.5 years ago. I feel like nowadays you just have to just self-promote, create content for yourself, make YouTube videos exposing your gameplay and your talent to others.
Yeah.
And obviously still play tournaments and proving your worth that you can beat these top players and you can be on a top team. But I feel like nowadays, like I said, it's just you just gotta just create content and just expose yourself and get your name out there.
For sure. All right, man. We gotta get into a spicy topic, man. I said we wasn't gonna really touch on it too much, but you know the people want to know, man, like what happened with the whole benching situation, because you know when we seen you out there and you joined Rocker, you came out frying, bro. You're literally at least top 5, man, in the game. You were my number 1 guy. I used to tweet you all the time, support you, and you know,
appreciate that,
hype you up and stuff like that going into tournaments. And you know, later down the line, we seen that you were benched. What happened with that?
So, I mean, just to simplify it, when the time came, the team thought it was a pacing issue with us. Like, not like as in like one person was like doing bad or anything like that. It was just, I guess, the way with the meta changes, because obviously the meta changes multiple times throughout the season. I guess with the meta changes during that time before champs, I guess the coaches and some players thought that our team wasn't fast enough or it just wasn't meshing with the meta.
Yeah.
And they thought the best idea was to bench me and bring in Exceed at that time. But I mean, it is what it is. That's what they thought was best for them. I had no like hate or like hatred towards them or anything like that for like doing that. And I understand it's a business at the end of the day and you got to make business moves.
For sure.
I mean, and like it just sucked because it was the biggest prize pool for champs yet so far, and I didn't get to play in it. But also at the same time, like they said it was like a pacing issue. I mean, I really didn't notice it unless I was like being fast in like the wrong areas or stuff like that, but I just don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot of different things.
Yeah, it's a lot of different factors, but like I said, it is what it is. I'm still good friends with them at the end of the day. They thought that was the right move, and so be it.
For sure. Hey, that was a good answer, man. Thank you for answering that, because I know it's kind of a touchy subject, but you did your best with answering, and I appreciate that. But you know, just to back out of that topic for a little bit, like who was the favorite? What was your favorite team that you ever played for? Like player, like teammate wise.
I'd probably say either past one Rocker or when I was under Ghost Gaming with Parasite or with Parasite / Box, because we had to switch at a time, and Lacefield.
Yeah.
I mean, just us three, like me, Casey, and Lacefield. was a bunch of clowns. Like, it was like fun to hang out with them every day.
Yo, Andy's hilarious, bro.
Andy's a great guy.
Yeah, that's the homie.
It's the same thing with Rocker as well, like hanging out with Alex and Justin and all them, because I used to, I knew Justin quite a bit beforehand, and just hanging out with them every day, living with them, it was great to kind of hang out with like a new circle per se.
Yeah.
I never hung out with anyone besides Justin on that team at all.
Sure. So how does it feel, you know, when you were out there in open or, you know, challenger division? How does it feel fighting through those ranks and fighting through those brackets and stuff like that?
Like when you say like when I was in open bracket and stuff like that?
Yeah. How did it feel to like make it to the level that you're at?
I mean, like I said, it takes a lot of grinding and like willpower and just stuff like that, just to keep on pushing through. But like, once you play like open bracket and challengers, it's a long grind. Like, especially like the waiting periods. Like, it definitely takes a toll on you, because like you'll win like your round 1 match in open bracket, wait like 3 or 4 hours to play again. We have to keep like staying warmed, all that.
Yeah.
I just grinded through like those 5 rounds or like just 7, 8 rounds for actually get to like the losers champ bracket or winners champ bracket, and they got more matches to play.
Yeah.
Compared to like the pro teams who play like, you know, total like 7 matches or like 6 matches the entire event.
Yeah.
It just takes a lot out of you. But you just have that like that mental strength.
For sure. Yeah, you definitely built up the mental capacity to do stuff like that, and that's something that isn't easy. Cause I remember when I played at my first LAN event, it was MLG Vegas during IW, and I got smoked. I'm not gonna lie, I got DFR'd by Elevate. This was when Reedy and Cinny and all of them guys were on the same team.
Oh, okay.
And we had so many pro points, and one of my teammates didn't show up, and anyway, you know, I got smoked. I don't need. But this is a personal question for me, since I didn't win a match on LAN. How does it feel to win a match on LAN? Because some people don't know.
No, it's definitely it's a great feeling to have. I mean, especially with Rocker at our home at launch weekend in our home event, having that kind of backing was pretty much like equivalent to the green wall, like all like Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, and all that. Like, you just like hearing that crowd through the headset when you have those winning moments is something like you just get goosebumps thinking about, and it's like something you want to again. Can
you hear the crowd when you got your headset on up there?
It's like very faint. You can only hear them when you get like a sick 3-piece and they're spectating you, and like you can hear in the back. You're like, oh, that they definitely got that on screen.
You probably heard me from home.
I have no doubt.
All right, I got a question from the chat. It says ask Adam about generally not liking the game. Or I don't understand how he worded that, but I guess he's trying to figure out you know, what's your standpoint on the game? Do you like it or not?
I'm assuming he's like about Modern Warfare last season.
Yeah.
I mean, the game was a game. Let me tell you about that one. I mean, I feel like the people that hated it had like bad showings, I guess. But like, I mean, you just have to accept the fact that this is the game you're playing for the whole year.
For sure.
You just gotta grind it out. I mean, sure, there's like a lot of annoying stuff in it, and that's probably why like it came to like some people like having bad stats, including myself at some points, because obviously the game did have its bad perks.
Yeah.
But you just gotta learn to just make do with it
and balance things out.
Yeah.
And you know, it was a lot of things about the game that a lot of people didn't like per se, but I could see the good in a lot of things that this game put out as well. And you know, shout out to all the devs at Call of Duty and everybody doing their thing behind the scenes to, you know, allow us to even have a game like this. But you know, we're coming in a Cold War with the fire.
Damn right.
Oh, he said, oh no, I'm not gonna ask him that. He's asking about like a beef between you and Jordan General or something like that. I don't know anything about that. Yeah, no comment on that. But we just gonna move on from that. Do you think it's ever gonna be like a female Call of Duty player, like pro wise?
I mean, I don't see why there wouldn't be. There's just, I mean, you just have to grind and just prove your worth.
Yeah, for sure.
It's simple as that. I mean, there's no reason why a girl cannot be in the league. You just have to grind.
I agree with that. You do you still like play in like these small tournaments and stuff?
Like I mean, like Unity tournaments, like just like different site hosted ones.
Yeah.
I haven't played in those in a while.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Like I said, like I'm just this off season now. I'm just trying to just enjoy it and whatnot. Play some different games on the side for once, because you can't do that during the season.
Someone from the chat said X GODRX about his thoughts on Crim stating players play for kills and stat padding.
Well, I mean, he was like, there was like a thread he made about like Toronto's taking like 50-50 like prizes on stuff.
Yeah.
Which he like I forgot the whole thing, but he's basically saying like like the org takes that much and like you get paid the rest of your salary. Like no wonder why players like play for stats like, to keep their job.
Okay.
Which I could sort of see that like as a reason why like he would say something like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, he said the same thing about me like on Aimless's other on his podcast as well. But I mean, me and him talked out in the DMs and he was just like, hey, he's like, I just blacked out and started rambling. I'm like, yeah, I understand that, because like me personally, I know damn well like that's not who I am as a player.
Yeah.
Like I don't play for the stat pad and kill whore.
Yeah.
Like I play to win, simple as that.
Yeah.
And it's just, I thought it was kind of fucked with like the way he said it, but we just talked out in the DMs. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're playing for the win. I know that guys of your caliber and pro players and stuff like that can play the game the wrong way. But I know personally that you're not a person like that, and you wouldn't stat pad and and all that stuff. I know you're not like that. You try to play for the win, bro. Mm-hmm. I already know. You out here, man.
Try my best, man.
Yeah. They said, do you think that's bad in the league? Like, do you think players doing that in the league, you don't have to name any names or do anything specific like that, but do you think when players do pad their stats and stuff like that, do you think that's bad for the league?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's bad for the league. I would just say it's more bad for the team they're playing for, because you're causing them to lose a match because you're trying to make yourself look better than the rest of your teammates.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's bad for the overall league.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that either, man. I don't know, man. I like sitting home watching a good game, and I try not to look into the technicalities and stuff like that. But yeah, man, how do you feel about competing at home now because of COVID?
I mean, I was in Minnesota, or when everything happened, it was right after the LA event, and I came home literally on that Sunday after we just lost to Dallas. I came home that Sunday to surprise my parents, and that's when like everything like started getting more serious with it.
Yeah.
And it was good to be home, to see them every day and just be around them, and rather than being like stuck in Minnesota. Like, that sounds kind of bad to say, but like obviously in a time like this, you want to be with your loved ones and family and friends.
Yeah.
And I was happy to have that before everything kind of like hit the fan.
For sure.
But it's definitely a different atmosphere, because I know like some players, they like to thrive on LAN at the events, in that atmosphere around that crowd. It's not the same luxury you get like at home, because you get hyped in your parents' basement, just fucking shut up. I'm like, my bad, I'm in a league match.
That's true, man. You gotta respect their rules. You in their house and stuff like that, man. You can't be.
Or have the neighbors call the cops on you because you're getting hyped up.
Yeah.
Not saying it's a true story.
Yeah, not saying that's a true story. That's just we just painting a picture for you guys. Yeah, just an example. But do you miss traveling?
Oh yeah, I definitely miss traveling a lot.
Yeah.
You just get to go to the airport with your team before every event. Have the videographers filming your experience for like content, creating content, especially like after or during every event, just eating at somewhere new every time. Because Silly and Assault were like big food heads. They just go on Yelp, find the best spots, and they never failed every time.
Yeah.
Just like having different all those experiences is something that we won't get for a while, I would say.
Yeah.
COVID, unfortunately.
Till this stuff passes by, man, nobody knows what's gonna go on. But as far as like content, do you see yourself as like a content guy as well as a competitor?
Oh yeah, I mean, I always love making content, especially when I was during the season with Rocker. And not to my own horn, but like they always said, like I was like a good person for content, and I feel like I have a good personality for it.
Yeah.
And I never back down from making content. If someone asked me, I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? Let's do it.
Yeah.
But I feel like I could definitely balance both. I'm just really lazy, so.
Alright, this one's from the chat. He says, ask GODRX why Paris not trying to sign the GOAT.
I don't know. I have no idea what Paris is doing right now. I mean, I've heard numerous things. I've heard they want to sign an all-French team, which I get that.
Yeah.
Like represent their own. But I can't tell you what they're doing right now.
For sure. Would that be something that you'd be interested in? You know, if they gave you the opportunity?
Of course. That's a franchise spot. That's something I would take full advantage of too. Being back in the league, prove myself again.
Damn, that was a good question, man. But no, like, would you have to live over there, or how would that work?
No, I mean, it's the same thing with London. They didn't have to live overseas. I think most of them lived out in Cali.
Yeah.
For Paris, and then I'm pretty sure like London as well. They lived in like North or South Carolina, one or the other. But they didn't live out over there.
Okay. That's lit. I didn't know it worked like that. I thought, you know, if you were on this specific team and this team was from there, you had to move there as well with the franchise. I didn't know that at all.
That'd have been pretty awful to play online if you were from London or Paris and actually had to live there.
Right, bro? That would be completely trash.
Chalk it up at that point.
This one's from the chat as well. He said, at what moment did you know you could be a pro?
The moment I knew I could like become a pro player and try to take it more serious was probably in Advanced Warfare when I filled in for Llama under Isolation Empire at UMG Dallas, where we got top 8, and then I think we started in pool play and we lost literally the 3 teams who placed top 3 that event, Optic, FaZe, and Denial, but just getting that top 8, and then next event or after that next year, qualifying for COD champs and another top 8 placement. I just knew like I had what it takes to make it or be consistent with it.
For sure. That was a good answer, man. Thank you for that. All right, we're gonna kind of like wrap it up with this question, but I want to know, like, you know, as like a small time online competitor, you know, I ain't no CDL pro or nothing like that, but I just want to know, what, like, is there a specific team that you felt good about beating, like whether it was online or LAN?
Like just from last year or just in general?
Just in general, like what, like you had it out for these guys, like, yo, I can't wait to smoke these guys, like, you know?
I would say the main 2 teams I can think of, first was from Seattle in World War II when I was under Ghost Gaming, and we were in pool play. We made it from open bracket. This one we got top 6. We made it from open bracket, and we ended up beating the Optic Dynasty in pool play match 3-1.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't like it was still like a good match, but like just like that 3-1 fashion. Not like you're like necessarily like 3-2, but just to beat them in respawns was good to have that.
Yeah.
And then the next one was finally getting that dub over FaZe, being the first team to take down FaZe on LAN in a while last season in LA. Because after, I mean, obviously before everyone watched, or if everyone has watched the season, we got reverse swept at Atlanta at their home series, and then we finally got our revenge.
I know that one felt good though, to get your revenge and, you know, come back with the fire, like, ah. But after beating Optic in World War II, like you said, did you catch like any of the Optic hate on Twitter or anything like that?
Not really, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'd never at that time really followed like Twitter, really to see like news and stuff like that.
Yeah. So everything was just all love, and you were just like, all right, everybody was just like, whatever, it happened. That's what's up. Someone said, what was the BO4 Champs event like for you?
Oh, that event was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Especially getting 4th at that event. Yeah. That's something I'll never fucking forget. There was the venue was amazing. The whole setup was amazing. Just being in that atmosphere and just playing, because I know at Anaheim before that I had like pretty much like the best event in my like career so far. Yeah. But having that like sort of same showing in that event was something nice as well. What wasn't fun was playing Optic on main stage and getting 5-piece by Dashy and like 360 wide by TJ, and then quad ground slam by Karma. You know, everyone made a montage on.
Oh man, that's crazy, bro. That's a bad John. That's a bad John, bro. But
still a great tournament nonetheless.
So when you're on main stage, do those like lights and stuff bother you, or I see the lights flashing and stuff? How does that work?
I mean, I feel like it didn't bother me. I know it's I was it with last season, like some of the lighting obviously would like I would say if you didn't have a hat on, then the lighting bothered you. But I always wore a hat, so like when lights like pan down like right in front of your face, I don't get that because like the rim part of your hat covers it.
Yeah.
I remember like Justin at some point, or Silly would mention sometimes that like the lights reflecting on his monitor like a tad bit, or like it would like pan over his eye, or like there's like one light off in the distance that you can just see at your peripheral.
Yeah.
But, like it would just annoy you.
Yeah.
But I mean, they would always was like, I'm trying to think of the phrase for it. They would just like always aid to you and make sure like you're good like on there. Like if something bothered you, they would fix it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too much of a big deal.
I seen them starting to put like the monitor cover things up as well. I don't know if that had anything to do with that, but
I have no idea yet.
All right. How does it feel to like have that camera in your face when you're on main stage playing? Does it bother you? Or do you just black out?
Honestly, I just black out and go with it. If they catch you making a funny face, I'm just sitting there focused on the game, then so be it.
Yeah.
Make me a meme.
Yeah. Taking it as it go.
Literally.
But is there anything that you want to shout out? Like, where can people find you at? Social media.
Shoutouts. Follow me on social media, Twitter at GODRX. Follow me on Twitch, GODRX. I may not stream as much as I used to, but like I said, off season it's just been great with friends and family. Follow me on Twitter or Instagram at GODRX, and shout out to all my friends and supporters. Even the supporters through this time right now. No, I'm not on a team at the moment, but still, thank you so much for supporting everything you guys done. Reef, thank you for the opportunity today. I really appreciate it.
Man, thank you for just coming through, blessing me with the interview. I had a hiatus, but I'm back on my grind now. I appreciate